Hello, my name is Mike. This is a bike. This is my 2006 Victory Jackpot motorcycle, which we affectionately have dubbed Ikea because, well, it started off as a pile of spare parts and we assembled it without any instructions, sourced the parts we were missing, put it together and got a functioning motorcycle out of it. We took it out for a road test. It drove and rode beautifully, although it handled like crap because of the large, wide car tire that I put on the back wheel. Nonetheless, the big problem at that point in time was that, well, it was pretty ugly. So we toyed with the idea of, dressing it up nice or making it a rat bike. I asked you guys what you thought I should do as far as making it look better cosmetically. Should I strip it down and just go with bare metal? Should we put a fancy paint job on it? If we put a fancy paint job on it, then we've got to dress other parts of the bike up to make it match and be as nice. Well, in the episode where I was taking it out for a little spin, you'll remember I stopped by Old Town Restoration where my buddy Colt works and talked to him about getting the tank and the fenders and so forth done up nice one way or the other, either stripped down for the rat bike look or custom paint job for that fancy look. And we toyed with some ideas, and Colt's a pretty creative guy. I've shown you in the past in other videos some of the other work that he's done for his own motorcycle and for his family and friends' motorcycles, and they turned out just fantastic, just beautiful. And I talked to him about, well, do I want to do a rat bike look on this, or do I want to do a custom bike look on this? And he came up with what I think is a very good solution. So I went with it. And now the Ikea Jackpot has been completed. It's got its paint job or lack thereof, or however you want to call it. It is done. And, well, you notice I've got it. I got it covered. And you're saying, well, if it's such a great job, why do you got to cover it up? Well, come on, guys. I got to build up a little suspense here. I know you guys have anxiously been waiting with bated breath to see how the Ikea Jackpot would turn out. And, well, today's the unveiling of the Ikea Jackpot. So, stick around and I'll show you what we came up with.
Somewhere in a dusty, dirty back alley in western Arizona, not far from historic Route 66, is an old fart trying to cram a square peg into a round hole. He'll work on anything, just as long as it's got at least 2 cool wheels. Those of you that have been following this build saw that we put it together from a lot of spare parts, and it originally had a kingpin front fender on it, which we decided really wasn't fitting for the bike, so we put a chrome fender on it, but still looked pretty bad. The tank didn't match the rear fender and so forth, and what Colt and I came up with was we went ahead and decided to strip the tank and the fender down to bare metal, and instead of just putting a clear coat on it, Colt came up with a great suggestion. He put a gold clear coat on it with gold flecks in it. So it's got that metallic rat bite look, but it's also custom. I think it turned out fantastic. Have a look. sort of, well, not quite finished. Colt's still got the fork protectors that are getting the same gold treatment, just to make it match. And as you can see, the side covers, well, they were originally black, so in order for him to make it match the rest of the paint, since they weren't made of metal, he painted them silver and was able to give it the similar texture and coloration to metal. And then, of course, the gold, antique gold clear coat. I just think it looks phenomenal. Way better than what I expected. Instead of just bare metal or black paint, well, we got a truly unique look on this bike. I've also got some little brass doohickeys to put in these unused holes for accessories that we're not going to put on the bike, just to kind of blend in. They'll probably be brass or gold colored, just to help go with the theme of the bike. You know, there was enough dents in the back fender that when he left those blackened in areas, gave him kind of a spotted look. My wife goes, "Is that paint job to look like a leopard?" Well, yeah, I guess. I had originally talked about mounting the license plate over here on the side of the back fender, and there was some debate about the legality of that location. So I went ahead and decided to mount it right behind the fender like it would be on a stock bike. However, I didn't have the stock mounting bracket. I also needed to have some way to protect the wiring behind the taillight for the taillight and the turn signals. So I came up with a great idea. I found an old Arizona license plate I had laying around, and the aluminum turned out to be just the right material to make a bracket for the license plate. So it is a bracket made out of a license plate. Therefore, it is a license plate bracket for my license plate. It is a license plate bracket, license plate bracket. You know what I'm saying. Now, if you recall, I rigged up some pretty nice sequential turn signals for the front forks. Well, I did something similar on the back here. This is my inexpensive brake and tail light, and I added some turn signals and, of course, license lights. So when I use my turn signals, there's my left and there's my right. Pretty slick stuff, right? What's even cooler is when I apply my brakes. Not only does my brake light here work, but those turn signals also double as brake lights. I just thought that was so cool. Maybe it's just me, but I think that's a great touch for this bike. It gives it a more modern look, even though it kind of looks like a ratty old bike. Well, that does it for this episode of Two Cool Wheels, and hopefully you guys enjoyed going along for the ride, building this bike, and getting it where it runs nice and looks nice, and well, it's going to be one of my daily riders here pretty soon. But pulling it in and out of the garage to shoot the video, it started running like crap. Just never ends with project vehicles. I'm sure many of you can identify with that statement, right? Anyway, we'll figure it out like we always do. We'll get her back on the road and we'll have a little fun with her. Thanks for watching. Please like, share, subscribe. Tell your friends about, my junk. Because, it helps me build my channel. See you next time.